Lord have mercy.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Wiley Show. We have a lot of stuff that we're going to discuss in this video. And I meant to go live yesterday, but I was like, okay, we'll just save it for today. It's a lot to discuss, but let us first open up with this first story. Now, this is really sad. I don't know if you all heard about it. Jesse Jackson Sr. and his wife is hospitalized after testing positive for C19. So this was on the Jasmine brand. According to reports, he is vaccinated and against the virus. The two were being treated at Northwestern Memorial Hospital in Chicago. Doctors are currently monitoring the condition of both. According to the statement, there are no further updates at this time. We'll provide updates as they become available. But this is the thing. I was looking at Jesse Jackson Sr. and I was wondering, I'm like, you outside, not sometimes you're wearing a mask, sometimes you're not wearing a mask. You go to these protests, you're shaking all these people's hands, you're not really washing your hands. So it's really, really shocked. So I you got to be really, really, really careful, going out there protesting. Let's just be real, okay? When you're out there trying to protest and you out here with all these germs and not really, washing your hands and getting everything together, I'm really sad about them that they are, in the hospital. And this is really sad. I'm definitely going to pray that he recovers. But them being up in age and being seniors, it handled it well. Now, even if you get the vaccine, as we call it, you also have to be very cautious because you can, still get this virus just because you have you have the vaccine doesn't mean that you are protected from not getting the virus. Now, I'm watching SummerSlam right now. All right. This is why I was late because I'm up here trying to watch SummerSlam, and I'm seeing about 51,000 people are in there in this arena, and it's no telling how many people got the vaccine, how many people don't. Many people are not wearing masks, etc. So you got to be very cautious out here. It's still going up there, even if you got both shots. Like me, I got the Moderna. I'm still protecting myself by wearing a mask. I'm still protecting myself by using, washing my hands, using hand sanitizer. I just went out to the store today and I had on my mask, and there wasn't a lot of people wearing that mask. And I make sure that when I get in the car, put some hand sanitizer on. Don't shake too many people's hands, social distance, and that's what you have to do. But I don't go to those protests and those marches, just like how many people are doing, going to these protests. I would love to be out there on the front lines, but we're dealing with this C19. So you got to be very, very cautious of it. So I'm praying for Jesse Jackson Sr., but he was outside sometimes not wearing his mask. And let's just be clear with that. He was outside, shaking people's hands. And I saw they just had a protest maybe about a week ago. I was watching, and I saw all the people like shaking his hands, hugging him, and I'm like, don't do that because it's a virus out there. You got to be careful. I was looking. I don't know if y'all were looking, but I was looking. I'm like, it's a virus out here. You got to be cautious when you're going outside and you shaking people's hands because you can contract this. And I personally believe that it's something, it's airborne. I personally believe that it is airborne. That's what I personally believe. But definitely he's in my prayers. I'm definitely praying for him. and he definitely is in our prayers. So I want to give y'all an update on R. Kelly. Okay, now this R. Kelly trial is just hold up one second. I'm gonna give y'all an update on R. Kelly. R. Kelly employee says working for the singer was weirder than gigs with Kanye, Jay Z, Taylor Swift. It was almost like the Twilight Zone. So he's in trial right now. I'm gonna read this from Yahoo News. They said a former employee of R&B superstar R. Kelly testified Friday that working for the singer was far stranger than any other gigs with artists such as Kanye West, Jay Z, and Taylor Swift. Anthony, who worked for Kelly at his mansion in Chicago suburbs between 2008 and 2009, told jurors that his experience working for Kelly was unlike any other music industry job. It was almost like the Twilight Zone. Once you went into the gate, it's just a strange place. He said it was a weird time for me. The things that you had to do was just a bit uncomfortable, he said. Was subpoenaed to testify by federal prosecutors in Kelly's sex trafficking trial. As a music production worker and assistant, he handed many chores around Kelly's mansion complex. And he said he drove young women to and from the airport, cleaned the house, and pick up food. Young women staying at the mansion would call down to him in the studio for food. Before he could go by their orders, he had to request permission from Kelly or one of his managers, he testified. On the top of that, he was not allowed to speak to any of the young women that Kelly had as guests. That's one of Rob's rule for us. He said they had to get permission to do most things. The young women also had to remain where Kelly wanted them in the house. The general rule was if they not where they supposed to be, you have to call Rob or a manager, he said. He said he never saw anyone having sex in the house. His testimony comes during the month-long sex trafficking trial of the I Believe I Can Fly singer, whose real name is Robert Sylvester Kelly, 54. Kelly is accused of trafficking women and girls for illegally sexual activity. Kelly is also charged with knowingly giving herpes to some of his victims, which is a crime in certain states. One of Kelly's underage victims, Joronda Pace, who says she had a 6-month sexual relationship with the singer and she was just 16, testified Thursday about how Kelly forced her to wear pigtails or dressed up like a Girl Scout for sex he recorded. Then that was the case. Then if you go to CNN, okay, listen, if you go to CNN, they have it right here that the former R. Kelly tour manager reductedly testified about the singer's marriage to Aaliyah. This is when it gets into Aaliyah. A former tour manager for R. Kelly told jurors on Friday that he was with Kelly and the late singer Aaliyah the day they applied for a marriage license in 1994 when she was just 15 years old. Demetrius Smith, 65, testified, at times telling the U.S. District Judge he didn't want to be here. He didn't want to be here, period. Kelly, whose full name is Robert Sylvester Kelly, is standing trial in New York and has pleaded not guilty in a federal charge of racketeering and violating the Mann Act and anti-sex trafficking law. Prosecutors read a 2019 judge decision that ordered Smith to testify before a grand jury in the case against Kelly and reiterated that he will not be prosecuted for anything he testified about. Smith ultimately did testify after multiple protests with his lawyer sitting next to him, often pausing his testimony to consult with her or refreshing his memory by reading part of his grand jury testimony. He said he was present. Listen to this. He was present when Kelly met Aaliyah and told jurors that he grew concerned about their relationship. He testified about how he and other members of Kelly's inner circle worked to quickly help the then 27-year-old Kelly marry Aaliyah, even though she was only 15 years old, to protect himself, to protect Aaliyah. Kelly's attorney told jurors that many of the charges against his client was overreaching. His attorneys have argued that his relationship were consensual. Separately from the case, Kelly faced federal child pornography and obstruction charges in Northern District of Illinois. He also faces state charges there for multiple counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse. Okay, he denied the accusation. She had something special. Smith said that he first met Kelly when the singer was performing in a talent show at a Chicago high school in 1984. He was a youngster. He was singing original songs. He impressed me, Smith said. Smith, a singer himself, eventually to work for Kelly after he signed with a record label, helping him with anything he needed to help further his career. He testified. With a photo of Aaliyah projected onto a screen in a Brooklyn federal courtroom, Smith testified about the day Kelly met Aaliyah at her family home in Detroit in 1992. Smith was there too and said Kelly sat down at her family piano and played while she sang. She had something special, Smith recalled Kelly saying about Aaliyah, whose full name was Aaliyah. Uh, Kelly wrote songs for and produced Aaliyah's first album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Smith testified in the two grew close. Smith testified that sometimes Kelly uh, would clear the room if Aaliyah was feeling uncomfortable, and would sometimes spend time with her alone at his apartment. Smith insisted whatever Robert did with Aaliyah was all about music. And yet Smith testified he grew concerned about the pair's relationship, saying he felt that they were too friendly, playful, and that at one point he asked Kelly if he was messing with the teen. Aaliyah was young. I didn't want people to have the wrong vision of things, Smith testified. Aaliyah is in trouble, man. When Kelly was on tour in August 1994, Smith testified that the singer said as he was about to walk on stage perform Aaliyah is in trouble, man. Smith testified Kelly was performing out of state and that Kelly wanted to get back to Chicago right after the show, despite having more shows scheduled in the coming days. On the trip back to Chicago, Smith said he learned about what happened. Aaliyah believed she was pregnant, and Kelly was worried about going to jail because Aaliyah was only 15 years old. Smith said he offered to help obtain an official state ID for Aaliyah and ultimately took her to the welfare office, testifying that he bribed a worker at the office to help make Aaliyah a welfare ID card, and that it did not show her date of birth. I made her the worker an offer and she took the money. Smith testified I gave her $500. He testified he and other members of Kelly Inner Circle, uh, Kelly and Aaliyah, to a Chicago area city hall where the couple applied for a marriage license. Carol Harris, a supervisor at the Cook County Illinois clerk office, also testified Friday and spoke about the process of obtaining a marriage certificate. She was shown that the marriage license application signed by Kelly and Aaliyah. The document showed that Aaliyah's age was listed as 18, and at the time of her marriage to Kelly, shortly after obtaining their marriage license, at the Sheraton Hotel suite near the Chicago O'Hare Airport, the singer married Kelly with a minister of, according to Smith's testimony and the license. The marriage was annulled the following year after Aaliyah's family became aware of it, the Chicago Sun-Times reported. Smith grew irritated after having to answer multiple questions about the singer's marriage. The uncomfortable with his continuously talking about Aaliyah, her parents are not here, Smith testified. Aaliyah died August 25th, 2001 at the age of 22 in a plane crash that had also took the lives of 8 others as they traveled from filming her music videos in the Caribbean. Friday marked the re-release of her 5-time Grammy-nominated Superstar Student at One in the Mirror, which hit streaming services. Kelly trial has so far included testimony from a woman who have said the R&B singer sexually abused her when she was 16 years old, and she has a T-shirt with his semen on it. The jury also heard that Kelly's longtime personal physician, who have treated him for general herpes since at least 2007, after prosecutors alleged the singer knowingly infected multiple people with the incurable sexually transmitted disease. CNN has reached out to Aaliyah family for comment. An official Instagram page for the late singer posted a statement that the estate of Aaliyah on August 4th about the re-release of her music. In read part, protecting Aaliyah's legacy is and always will be our focus. So you see all of that. Many people say she did not get married. Well, according to one of his people in his inner circle, that he did get married to Aaliyah at when she was 15 because Aaliyah was pregnant, or when she was alleged that she was pregnant. So this trial literally is not really talking about the women that really testified. I mean, that really was in the documentary. It's like old stuff that we already knew. And when we look back of this stuff, it really make you wonder how sick and twisted R. Kelly was, and how people in his team are not going down, how they're getting deals with the federal prosecutors, and they're getting situations where they're getting a special deal where they're not going down where R. Kelly is going down. So this is really sad that R. Kelly did do this, marrying somebody that was at the age of 15. They do need to let Aaliyah rest in peace, but this is a part of the case that the prosecutors are building against R. Kelly about his preparatory behavior that he have against minors. So this is right now, Geronda Pace. Now you get into her story. She looked like she's was an obsessed fan. I really don't trust her because number one, she said that she was 19, and in fact she was 15 or 16 years old. So she kind of like lied about her age. So she's not really really a person that's trustworthy, even though she sued Kelly a couple of times and actually gotten money. She wanted to have another relationship with R. Kelly. So with her, I don't think that she's trustworthy. But this Aaliyah point, I do believe that R. Kelly married her, got a marriage license. It's the evidence are out there, and he did this because he did not want to go to jail. This is really sick, you guys. I do want to ask y'all in the chat. And of course, we will open up the phone lines. Do y'all think that R. Kelly is innocent? Press 1 if y'all think that he's innocent. Press 2 if you don't think that R. Kelly not innocent. Let me see where y'all headspace is at. Press 1 if you think that R. Kelly is innocent. Press 2 if you think R. Kelly not innocent. Let me know in the chat. Press 1 if you think that R. Kelly is innocent. Press 2 you think that R. Kelly is not innocent. I just want to see where you at. Press 1 if you think R. Kelly is innocent. Press 2 you think R. Kelly is not innocent. Let me know on it. Okay. Hold on, yeah. I'm missing my wrestling now. Hold on, what just happened? All right. Okay, I'm breathing. Okay, I see it. So we're gonna definitely open up these phone lines and allow y'all to call in. Now, we're gonna go into our other topic here. This is really, really sad, y'all. Sha'Carri Richardson, baby. She have definitely Sha'Carri Richardson was in a 100-meter race and she lost. She got in dead last, did not even get. She was dead last, right? And I said this is so embarrassing for her because she had all this time to really, practice and get it together. Now she is um does she do have a deal with Nike. Now, for her to lose this in last place, that'll let you know, like, you got to stop smoking this weed. You got to stop getting involved smoking weed and getting all that, eating all these edibles and stuff like that. It kind of like messes you up. So it's no telling if she was still getting high and yet still trying to run because she literally lost. Now, whoever won, I think it was a person that won from Jamaica. They have really been dominating these streets. But I was looking at Sha'Carri and I was like, oh my gosh, like she lost like dead last, like oh my gosh. And it's like she wasn't even trying, really. It looked like she wanted to lose. So with that being said, I was Roland Martin. Y'all know who Roland Martin is. He's a journalist. He is the host and editor of Roland Martin Unfiltered. And he, let me see, where do I have that? He said this. He said, damn, Sha'Carri Richardson got smoked like a big Jamaican blunt. That was brutal. If her ass gonna write a check that can that if her ass gonna write checks, they can't bounce. She finished ninth. She got humbled real fast by the world's top. She said, "Had the so-called historians ever seen me tweet about sports? I speak truth on men too. Y'all really need to check yourself with sensitive feelings." Somebody said this, keep the same energy on men. Then somebody else tweeted this at Roland Martin. Mr. Martin, please, you know what you're doing. There were no need for you to tag that young woman. knowing the world is at her neck right now. You think she just wants to log in to see the ish at what could be her low point for her. And then this will roll and say, Nikki, I always tag people. Ask anybody on this timeline. They will tell you I will never subtweet. Then somebody else tweeted Roland Martin said this. Well, this is disappointing that a 52-year-old man, a 52-year-old black man chose to speak about a 21-year-old black woman in this manner. Defend it all you want, but you look really immature right now. Smile. Then this is what Roland said. I'm really cracking up at all these folks who clearly do not follow me and don't know how I tweet about sports. All y'all and y'all feelings are hilarious. Then somebody else said this, bro, just stick to shucking and driving for a job. Then Roland Martin responded with this, you should be asking me for help on how to increase your YouTube subscribers. Somebody else tweeted Roland and said this tweet is really beneath you, Roland. And then you tagged her. Why? Y'all are really in y'all feelings about anyone knows I can comment on sports all the time, but y'all riding hard for Sha'Carri Richardson and you mad? Hell, y'all clearly can't handle football and basketball tweets. Then somebody else said this to Roland. Bad look to write a tweet quite like this and tag her. Jeez. Let me be clear. I don't subtweet. If I'm going to talk about you, I tag you. Somebody else responded to Roland and said this. You an absolute clown, Roland. And I mean that with all the disrespect and disgust. You should be way above this low level ass tweet. You, yet you're here, you're mocking this young lady, and at 50 plus, you should have way more often shit going on in your life. Then Roland said, damn. Sha'Carri got okay. We already said that. Then this is Roland last one of his last tweets. He said, "So let me get this straight. Being an older man now means no tweeting about sports. So that means no critique or observation about college football, basketball, NFL, NBA, MLB, every other sport, right? No. Do you see how utterly silly this sounds?" So they were just getting him together all in social media. Okay, but listen, this was a sad point for Sha'Carri. Like we thought that she was gonna come back and dominate it. You had Nicki Minaj talking about, oh, sweet, sweet, and Nicki Minaj was throwing shade at Sha'Carri. I think she was throwing shade at Sha'Carri because she was setting up for Jamaican. I think. Let me make sure if she was setting up. Let me go to my faves. Hold on one second. Let me see. Oh, Nicki Minaj trolling anyone over their loss. She ain't take the biggest L all marrying. Okay. So she was throwing shade at Sha'Carri that Sha'Carri lost the race. So people was like really like throwing shade all on social media. But regardless, she should take her time, run, and that'll let you know that she's not one of the best runners, that people in Jamaica are much faster and they are dominating the Olympics anytime they compete. They are like dominating all over social media. Like they're really, really dominating in the game. And so one thing I didn't like is that NBC, they kind of like interviewed Sha'Carri Richardson, but didn't interview the winner. And I still don't know the name of the winner. So y'all let me know who won this so we give her credit, because everybody was just tweeting Sha'Carri Richardson, and she was getting all of this play and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up the phone lines. And if you all want to call in, we're going to allow you all to call in, speak on whatever these subjects. We're going to open up the phone lines really quickly. Okay. All right. Hold on one second. All right. If the Wendy Williams call, if she in the bushes, she can call in too. Hold on one second. We gotta I'm gonna open up these phone lines if anybody want to call in really quickly. And the number is 646-716-8447. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. We open up these phone lines. All right. Hold on 1 second. Don't do that. So if you in the building, we allow y'all to call in. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we're gonna open up the phone lines. If you're gonna call in, the number is 646-716-8447. Okay. That is the number. If you're gonna call in and speak on the subject, that is the number 646-716-8447. You guys, I am I really believe, and I want to add this to R. Kelly. I really believe he's probably gonna get off because a lot of the stuff that they're
Your
talking
show
about
now.
is
Press
old.
1 to hear important.
Give me a second.
Your show is scheduled to start in 28 seconds.
A lot of stuff that they're talking about with this whole R. Kelly piece is old. Like, where's the new smoking gun with R. Kelly? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that I really believe he may get off because a lot of this stuff they talk about the Aaliyah stuff is old.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3,
All right.
2, 1.
Okay. Here we
Blog Talk Radio.
go. Okay. All right. Anonymous, you live on air.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Wani. I want to comment real quick on Roland Martin.
Okay.
I just find it so funny that that they're supposed to be this, uplift black people and black. And the minute, like, y'all were just praising this girl like 2 months ago, saying that they're racist because they kicked her out because she broke skylines. And now when they let her back in, y'all tear her down because she came in last place. Obviously, she wasn't training, but to go on Roland Martin, how dare you, got all this black positive things, up on your platforms, and then you tear down this black woman the second you get trying to follow the crowd, because that's all he's doing is following the crowd. And and another thing, I got a question for social media. How is this not bullying when y'all said that people calling Lizzo fat is bullying, but people, going at this woman here is not bullying? How is it not the same thing?
Let me tell you this.
And
I want to tell you this though, but she is a athlete, so people talk trash about athletes all the time.
yeah, but I just seem like I don't see the reason why they coming at her like this. We all know LeBron James lost the finals last year, so I mean, was it really a big deal? No, everybody just was good. It's time for somebody else to win. And then Nicki Minaj, I think she got like a personal issue with this girl because they pulled up some old tweets that this girl tweeted about Nicki Minaj. So I think that's a personal with Nicki Minaj, but everybody else just seemed like they're jumping on the train. And Roland Martin is too, like, if you're going to do something, stick to it. Don't go from bullying to, trying to uplift black people, because I'm pretty sure in this sensitive world, they're going to send this girl into a depression and all that. And then you see the other girl is on the TV crying every time she do a news conference saying that they're messing with her mental health. So what are y'all, if y'all care about mental health so much, why are y'all doing this to this girl? She's an athlete. What makes her different than the tennis player who is crying every news conference saying that, she played every other game because her mental health is not there? I mean, they pick and choose and they follow this train, and they're just so hypocritical with what they do. That's why nobody really listens to them. Y'all say support black women, but what happens to this black woman? That's why that movement is just so fake. And I'm not with it, because they just pick and choose people that they want to uplift. Let's uplift Lizzo, for being bullied because she's fat and dancing in the music video with her behind out. But let's, this girl right here for coming in last place. So what? She competed at one of the highest levels. Why does it matter which place she come in? I'm pretty sure she would want number one.
Because she went there last, caller. Of course, people are going to talk about it if she lose. You're not exempt from getting talked about.
But they just seem like they're taking it overboard. But when she get on TikTok and make her crying video, let's see how much support she get, and let's see if Instagram will delete people accounts who make mean tweets and comments towards her like they're doing everybody else, because it seems to me like they pick and choose what they want to do. I want her to get up on her TikTok and start crying like everybody else and go on Good Morning America and cry to the world saying how people bully her. And let's see if social media is going to change the rules for her too, because this picking and choosing and pandering that you're doing is ridiculous. It's very ridiculous. Y'all care about mental health so much, then, you know, stop bullying people and being mean to people for those. She lost, so what? You know, let's try next time. And as a matter of fact, she even said, I'm not gonna, you know, give up. But she did got pick out the next race or whatever. But I'm pretty sure that girl mental health is not there, because I'm pretty sure when she get online, she gonna see these comments about her, and she's not gonna her like she's gonna be like the tennis player. Her mind is not gonna be there, so she's gonna drop out. But I want her to get on TV and cry, and let's see if they make, you know, different rules for her.
All right.
Know, the little black girl, you know, from the little town in Texas, like they do Lizzo.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling in. Okay. All right. That's what the Republican had to say, Sister Conservative. All right. 9542, calling you on air.
Hi, Wiley.
Hi.
We're going to stick on topic tonight, but can I just ask one question, a little off topic? It's from an old show, though. I just want to ask if you and Tasha are good now.
You said who are good?
Are you and Tasha K good?
Yeah. Why wouldn't we not be good?
I don't know. I didn't want it. You know, in YouTube land, it seems like the smallest things can blow up into the biggest beast. And I love you both. And
it's just a show. We did a show, and we just had a disagreement, and you know that's all that was. But yeah, we good. It was just a disagreement.
Yeah, because she did call in again and apologize, and I thought that was good too, because it kind of left everybody like, what? But I'm glad she did call back and apologize to you.
Okay. Good.
But anyway, as far as these topics, the R. Kelly thing it's just too much. It's like every few years it's just this new R. Kelly stuff. It's almost like the Tory and Megan thing. I just wish it would be over already. Just make a verdict, let it come out, and then, you know, it is what it is. But I don't know. To me, Roland Martin, I'm on the opposite side of you. You call him a journalist. I just call him like a gaslighter and a fire starter. It seems like if he's not being controversial, they don't talk about him in the news. And so I think he just picks certain times to, like, he knows what bones to pick with the culture, like to get under your skin. So I think that's what Roland Martin is all about. He's just a provocateur. There's nothing he has against any of those women. And I'm proud of all of them that ran, because I couldn't run better than the worst one on that team. So I'm just proud of all the ladies. I think they all did great. Shacarri is going to come back. And I think that's about it, Wiley.
Yeah, but listen, you have to have a trial. You know, unfortunately, with R. Kelly, he have a lot of charges. So we need to. I'm waiting on to see if he's guilty or not guilty. I'm waiting on that day either. So what do you pick? Are he's guilty in your eyes or innocent?
Oh, he's guilty. He's not guilty of all of the women. I don't believe he's guilty. I don't believe every single one of those women that were, you know, a part of this trial are victims. No, I don't. But there are some victims. There's some true victims. And that's where I think he's guilty at. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Thank you so very much. Okay.
All right, Wiley. Love you.
Love
Bye-bye.
you. Okay. Bye-bye. All right. 1753, calling you on air.
Hello. Good night, Wiley. How are you?
All right.
Good. Yes. I'm just going to call in on the Shacarri situation. I kind of feel like people are being ultra sensitive. I mean, if you in sports, first of all, if you're a real sports player, like if you're a person who watches sports, you know that people are going to talk about the athletes, right? Like we see First Take, we see the Stephen A. show. Roland Martin didn't do nothing different than any other ESPN commentator would do. Was he being shady? Of course he was, but all of Black Twitter was being shady, and nobody said anything about that. As soon as Sha'Carri did the race, she was already trending on Twitter. So I ain't even seen no big deal about it. So the last caller who was like, oh yeah, you bullying her, yeah. Listen, it's not even that serious because when Jake Paul and Nate Robinson got into the ring, Nate Robinson had a whole meme about him. Okay, trending. Nobody didn't say nothing about that. Okay, she lost fair and square. First of all, the race was shady for her because they already placed her in between the two Jamaicans. All right, everything was already shady. All right, Elaine Thompson won. You know, and that's just what it is. Sha'Carri needs to eat a slice of humble pie. I do love her attitude. But she did post a tweet during the Olympics, and she was like, if I recall, she said, oh, the Jamaicans only won because she wasn't there.
Yes,
right?
she
So that's
did.
why this race was so, that's why this race was so important. That's why this race is so important. That's why she getting all that flack. I don't know why people acting like she ain't tweet and she wasn't big-headed.
Yeah, she
just
was.
got humbled.
She really was throwing shade, and they humbled her. But I'm telling you, like, I thought she would at least get like second place or third. She was last.
Wiley, let me tell you, right? I downloaded the NBC app. It was the second race after the male 200 meters, okay? Because I'm a big sports fan, especially track and field and soccer. When she ran and she was in last place, I'm like, yo. I had to laugh. And, you know, it's not so much bullying because every athlete goes through that, okay? Hopefully she come back bigger and better. And she was a little shady even in her response because they didn't even give Elaine Thompson a interview, but they gave Sha'Carri an interview. She was cursing, oh, I'm this, I'm that. We're not taking nothing away from her. She has her accolades. I agree. However, she got smoked, and it is what it is. She was there. The Jamaicans came and conquered. That's it.
Yeah.
And people just need to get out their feeling.
And I feel like the American press should have interviewed the lady from Jamaica, the one that won the race, because they look like they was just so interested in Sha'Carri. I'm like, but she didn't win. She lost. So why is she getting all this media attention?
You know why? Because let me say something. People always talking about black people, talk about black people. When CNN, NBC, when all the news stations reported about Sha'Carri losing, nobody said anything about that. As soon as Roland Martin or somebody said something, oh, we trying to tear her down, we watch sports all the time, and we talk about anybody that loses.
Facts.
It doesn't matter who it is. Nobody's off limits. So that's it. I don't have nothing to say about R. Kelly. I'm just waiting for them to put him under the jail and throw away the key. I'm tired.
Really? So you want him to go down to? But let's be clear. Do you believe that he married Aaliyah? Do you believe that's true?
I do believe. Okay, this is what I think, and I'm not sure if this is how it went. I do believe that everybody was aware about what's going on, such as Aaliyah's mother and her family. I do think they were married, and I do think that they had sex and she was underage, allegedly. Okay, we're not trying to get in trouble or whatever. Okay, but I do think that he married her, and if he did, she was young. And I think the people who were involved, including R. Kelly, and the people who were around should also be locked up as well.
Right, but it looks like they're getting deals to testify against R. Kelly.
Of course, but let's be honest. We know that they all knew. I'm pretty sure R. Kelly probably paid them a pretty penny. I'm not sure if it's true, but that's what I do believe. Okay? So, and I believe because R. Kelly's name is already in the mud, that it's easier to, be against him than actually to tell the truth. Because they don't want to go into the jail either. Right? But we can't, just attack the abuser, and not attack the people who actually sat there and watched the abuse happen.
Facts. Right? I was looking at that too.
Everybody has to go down.
All the people that was buying the plane tickets, all the people that was making sure they were good, taking them to the clinic and all of that. Yeah, they need to go down as well.
Exactly. So why is R. Kelly the only one that's going down? Everybody involved who turned a blind eye because anybody could have spoke out.
Facts.
They did not protect none of the girls. Okay. Everybody needs to be under the jail. Everybody could get it. Everybody could get it, and that's it.
Facts.
Hopefully it comes out.
That's how I feel. Well, thank you so much for calling in. They were saying in the chat that you were talking real fast. Are you high?
I'm sorry. You know what? I get that a lot. I feel like because I'm from New York, so I'm oblivious to it. So next time I'm going to try and slow down, but I'm not really aware that I'm doing that. I do apologize. So
it's okay.
I really don't know.
They said, the chat is real.
At least they're not coming at me. At least they're not coming at me like how they come at The Voice. You feel me? Because the chat could be kind of. You say y'all want to talk about bullying. Your whole chat is a bully. Let's call a spade a spade. say this thing.
Really? You
All
think
right.
so?
Yes, they be bullying. They be like, oh, the voice, she annoys me. Da, 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 da. Like, they do all of that. I watch it. Your chat is lethal. So your callers calling in. If we talk about Lizzo crying and people bully her, your chat needs to not bully people too.
Right. Right.
You know that. You know that.
Oh, thank you
Yeah,
so.
so that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you so very much
All
for
right, have a
calling in.
good Saturday, Wiley.
All right, you too.
Good night, chat.
Good night. All right. So the number is 646-716-8447. Listen, you guys, we will definitely keep you all updated on R. Kelly. And definitely, I'm going to keep you all updated on Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. Y'all make sure y'all pray for him and his wife. They are in the hospital. They were tested positive for C19. So make sure y'all pray for them. So I will keep y'all updated on that. I definitely going to check social media around the clock so I can get an update on that, because that didn't make me feel too good to see, because both of them are up in age, and to be in the hospital and for that is just like really something. So I'm definitely they're definitely in my prayers. So I want to say thank you all those that have called in. Okay, thank you so very much. Shout out for that. Every chat, yeah, that's what they does on the chat. But we love the chat. We love y'all. Thank you all so much for calling in today, and we will see y'all for tomorrow. Please leave us a comment after the video is done. Let us know how we did in the comments, what y'all have to say on your mind and stuff like that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They say pray for New York. We have a storm, so praying for New York as well. My gosh. Also, too, please keep Katie Talk 101 in your prayers, because she's recovering from C19. So just pray. We are bringing back Two Man and Lady, but we definitely want to bring it back with Conscious and with Katie Talk 101. So y'all just pray for her as well, because her and her son was tested positive. So definitely y'all just be very, very careful out there. It's a lot going on, and y'all definitely be careful. Thank you all, and we will see y'all in the next live. This was lit. Oh my God. So make sure y'all go ahead on and subscribe to the show. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Wiley Show, Instagram at Wiley Show, and you can also email me, wileyshow@gmail.com. All right. Peace.